I just want to be able to go out the house and not have a man looking at me, looking at me like they want to eat me. I think I started getting catcalled when I was about 15. So like 15 to 17, it was constant every single time. In school uniform.
Was it mostly?
I've experienced a man that did everything without me asking. I've experienced a man that did fuck all.
And where is the guy that did everything?
Huh?
Welcome back to Sliders Podcast. This is your host, Mo, aka The Wild Card, and today I'm joined by...
Who's Taff? Find out on the pod, aka The Champion. And we also got...
Your boy Tom, Boys in the Streets.
And we've also got a guest today,
Chantel, aka Shambakes.
Shambakes. Okay. Hey, we love a little plug.
We love to promote black businesses.
Okay.
For free as well, Tom.
No. Taff has, I don't know what it is, but everything he must monetize. I was like, let's share a charity. Taff was like, how much they paying us still?
So
money have to make, bro. We're broke. We don't make money off this.
Okay, but today's a special episode because for the first time in a while, we have a woman on the podcast. Okay, so what we've decided to do is take advantage of this momentous occasion.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to dive into Reddit, a particular subreddit called Ask Woman. Okay, and we're going to get Chantel's opinions and then bounce them off with our own responses. Okay, you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
We're going to start a bit, light,
Yeah.
then work our way
And,
up into heavier
and
topics.
can I just say, I'm using this as a moment for me to learn and grow as an individual. And, I may be ignorant to some things,
To me, that sounds like you're just going to argue with everything I'm saying.
No. Generally, I'll just be asking questions that I'm not really...
Don't be peeping the question time. All right, so the first one is, so remember, Chantel's always answering first, guys.
Okay.
All right, cool. So the first question is, do you believe in the phrase, if they wanted to, they would, in romantic relationships?
110% yes.
Okay.
No, 110%.
Actually, hold on.
110%.
Are you sure you want Chantel to answer first? Because I want to hear answers so they don't copy hers first.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
this I'm very sure on, so you guys can go first because I'm not budging.
I know this thing is going to copy some answers.
No. I'm just saying, before Chantel answers, I think we should give our short answers.
Yeah.
Then we should see what a woman thinks. 'Cause I don't want set man on this podcast changing their answers based on what Chantel is saying.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Because I saw the look at Taff's eyes when you said that Chantel's answering first. I was like, no.
This thing has stopped my whole flow.
I'm screaming.
Okay.
Well, what would you guys say then?
If they wanted to, they would.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, it's a tricky one, actually, I would say.
Right.
I say for the most part, I would agree. But then the posts I see, if they wanted to, they would under. It's those crazy romantic, really over the top acts of love. I mean, not everyone
What's
can.
crazy to you?
Crazy is
It's like flying a girl out crazy to you.
yeah, flying a girl out is crazy to me.
That's not crazy to me.
That's a lot of money,
That's a lot of money.
No, but actually, Paris is not that far.
That's
Like,
Yeah, if we're talking right now, you could fly
if we're,
a girl out
if we're
for
talking
£100.
local, I think flying, like we live in an island that's very accessible to other places. I think we're talking local. I don't, obviously I think it is 100% a grand gesture. It's not expected, but if you're flying me out to Paris, I'm going to be so grateful. I'm going to be like, oh wow, this guy's amazing, but it's not,
Would you fly
it's
out
not
together?
crazy. What do you mean?
Would you fly out together?
Both of you, yeah, it's a trip for the both of you, sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When I say flying someone out, I don't mean like flying a girl just on her own. I'm talking about like
Okay, so when I hear flying out, I think of the American one where it's like you don't know this girl from nowhere.
That's
so
crazy.
you have to fly her from one state to another state because America's long. So when people say in England, I'm like, are we flying out random people to the country?
No.
Is it people you know?
I'm talking like flying a girl out to somewhere else in Europe.
No, Paris
Yeah,
is
if it's your girlfriend.
Paris
if
is
it's your
possible.
girlfriend,
Yeah.
Paris is possible.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's cool.
Paris is possible.
But
Tom?
I do partially disagree.
Okay.
Listen, man, I'm not going to lie. Your feelings and your priorities don't always coincide. Sometimes you have to put your feelings aside to, prioritize whatever you have to in your life. Some man out here working jobs, going uni at the same time. So it's like he actually just doesn't have time because in between, man, studying, he's exhausted.
But let me tell you this, Tom.
And because even though he wants to, because I want to do a lot of stuff, but I ain't got the time or money. I want to do a lot of stuff, but I just don't have the time.
Wait, can we clarify? Are we talking about our age group?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
It's like sometimes you just don't have the time. Like what's it called? When I'm talking to someone during exam season, I'm ghosting during exam season. And don't say if I wanted things I want to, I do. I don't want to take no exams, but I have to take my exams.
I think the phrase "if they wanted to, they would," it more pertains to. So when you do have free time, how do you choose to spend that free time? Your disposable income. How do you choose to spend your disposable income? Because if you're going to watch football matches with your boys every now and then, you're spending money going club, buying tables.
That's £6.
China White is even 10.
Spend £10 for a table.
Oh no! Wait, what did you say?
£10 for a table.
I thought you were talking about
£6.
Yeah, I'm
But
saying China White is £10.
Oh, £10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're doing all this and you're spending your money in frivolous ways, but then when it comes down to Valentine's or getting a gift for your girlfriend, you can never spare that similar amount of money or that amount of time that you're
I
on other
think
things.
that people like to compromise. Like people, for the person that they love, they will compromise or even have deep feelings for, not even love. I genuinely think that, I don't think that a man will go broke for a girl, but I think that they'll stretch their pockets a little bit if they genuinely, if they wanted to. I really do think that they would.
A man would go
That's
broke
true.
for a girl because when people are in love, you do silly things.
Yeah.
You know, your pride's involved, you care about this person. So you would really go broke for a girl.
Yeah, that's what I think. If he wanted to, he would. Like, I think that certain things, first of all, you shouldn't have to ask for. I think a lot of women out there, if you find yourself asking for certain things, that man doesn't like you.
Wait, think of it like this. So what if he doesn't know better? Like, what if he doesn't know that you would want to get flown out?
That is fair enough, but I think it gets to a point where you should know.
But
Like,
how?
it gets,
Because it gets to a point
you
where
need to learn your person.
You'll
Oh,
learn.
it's like true.
Yeah,
Yeah, if they like
and
to
if you,
travel.
I think it gets to a point where, especially if like you, like as the woman in the relationship, you know that you know your person enough, you know what they want, and I know that not everyone works the same timeline, but it's going to get to a point where you guys should be on the exact same page. If you know that you're at a certain point in your relationship and you know what you want to do for him, and he's not at the same, then
He's not on the same level.
Yeah.
he don't rate you, he don't like you. If he wanted to, 100% he would. I've experienced a man that did everything without me asking. I've experienced a man that did fuck all.
And where's the guy that did everything?
Huh?
Where's the guy that did everything?
Facts.
Oh, he did everything, but he also did everything that he should be doing as well.
They're not around
They're
no
not.
more.
They're not around. They're not around no more. But he's my favorite ex. So
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh, yeah, no more.
You're a menace stuff.
Because I knew.
No, of course
I just
Yeah.
think that because what the way Mo said it, it was a very specific context.
Yeah, for romantic
But
relationships.
I just think
Yeah.
that statement is used so broadly across everything, just because they feel a bit let down.
Yeah.
A lot of girls don't want to fathom the fact that he may have something that is actually of more importance than you.
But
I think it's bull.
his future.
is.
Like, no, don't get me wrong. Said man be out here using mad excuses. Don't get me wrong. I think there is like a midway. 'Cause that's why I say I don't think the statement is actually completely wrong. I think there's a lot of times where man are just being lazy or being quite inconsiderate and refuse and just don't think of of the girl's feelings and what they would actually want. But a lot of times on the timeline as well, I've been seeing
Timeline.
this brother has
Timeline Tom.
this brother has a child.
Wait, what are you talking about right now?
I was just looking at what's it called a third
timeline.
I was like, this brother actually has a child, and the child. It's not even that the child stays with mom. Child stays with him constantly, and he was like, "Sorry, I don't have a lot of time," and she was like, "If you wanted to, you would." I was like,
Yeah, but that's just an unreasonable person.
But
not
it-
even just an unreasonable woman. She's just not nice. She's not a good person.
Yeah.
There we go.
But here's what I'll say about if they wanted to do it. I think the men arguing against it, they basically give cop-out answers like, oh my God, what do you mean if you wanted to like, what do you mean Paris, da, 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 da. They want to take it to the extreme to where they're making, if he wanted to, he would, a ridiculous statement. But if you use a rational mind, if he wanted to buy you flowers, he would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he wanted to go out with you on a weekend, he would go out with you more if he wanted to go out with you more. Like it's simple. It's not, you don't have to be over exaggerating just to defeat the point and try and argue points. Like if it's a genuine conversation, you know, it's reasonable. If they wanted to, they would. And like you were saying about if he's out with the boys all the time, or if he's spending money on other things, but when it comes to spending money on you in a relationship, he's tight. You know, that
he
could be
doesn't
a red
like
flag.
you. And I think that a lot of the time, men will be in a relationship you're the men, so I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. They'll be not doing things for a certain girl. I think maybe that they just don't realize that they don't like her as much as they think. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong, but like it's not like you're purposely saying I'm not gonna do this for this girl. It's just that in your heart of hearts, you know you don't like her enough to want to innately do these things.
Yeah, you
I
just
think
don't
that's
see
true.
it as like,
I think that's true.
you don't see it as worth the extracurriculars.
Yeah,
The thing is,
that's exactly
it's the fact
it.
that you. No, I don't know.
sounds
The
mad,
thing is, I don't know about that. But
Wait, Tom.
I don't know about that. Hold on, I don't think we're on the same page.
Oh shit.
No, I don't think that the people are actively thinking like people think that I might not like them, but do you know when you care about something like it'll actually be on your mind?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But like it's not even the fact that you know that you don't like it. It's the fact like as much as whatever else you're doing.
Yeah.
But the fact that she's not actually even coming to mind at all.
It's the fact that you're not even sat there and thinking this is what I should be doing. I think just accept that you do not like this girl the way that you think you do. And I think that I've experienced men like that where they're just not doing things, and it's like, do you actually like me? Like, do you like, you're out here saying that you like me, but you're not doing these basic things. Just sit down, look at yourself in the mirror. Do you actually want me? And most of the time, it's
Okay, as someone who wants those things to be done for you by a man, how do you how do you measure what you deem to be maybe okay, that's too much or out of his bounds? Like, do you have something in you where you know exactly what this guy is capable of providing for you?
So in terms of like our age group, obviously we're in uni. Money wise, I really don't expect that much, especially if you're a student. I think I'm someone that definitely looks at someone's circumstance. So like, let's say I'm seeing someone that's my age, I don't expect expensive gifts. I don't expect anything extravagant. But if it's someone older, I can't lie, I do expect a lot more. I think at this age right now, I think I'm not expecting the world at all. I think the potential to do that, me seeing that you genuinely want to be able to do these things for me one day, I think that goes a long way.
And do you respect like the trying and failing, even if they fail consistently, as long as they try?
No, I don't know about that.
Come on,
That's
bro.
why I'm
about that one.
Like, how are you having 100% fail rate? That's something I want to
Like,
talk about.
Give an example, like failing at what?
Like, you want flowers, he buys you flowers, but they're the wrong flower, and
Oh.
it's about to die in like 2 hours. But at least he got the flowers.
No, that's shit.
But he tried.
Didn't
If
try.
but if he's failing consistently, that means he's not learning from his
that means
mistakes,
he's
bro.
not-
Yeah.
Or maybe he takes you out to a place, but you have allergies and you can't even.
Nah, the
take
trying
up
and
the
failing thing, I'm 100% sympathetic because it's definitely the thought and the effort that counts. Consistently though, there's something wrong there.
Surely depends on how they fail. If they fail because something out of their control
Yeah.
went wrong, like you said you were gonna go on a national cruise or some shit, you set it up, booked the tickets, Storm Eunice rolls in, suddenly cruises is cancelled. It's peak. That's out of his control, right? But then flowers, buying dead flowers, you're taking the piss.
Yeah.
Taking her to a place where she's got allergies and she's told you about these allergies from time, and it's your 3rd year anniversary.
This trying and
You're
failing,
taking the piss.
this trying and failing thing is reminding me. I don't know if anyone saw it, but on Twitter, this girl, she got proposed to by her man, and she wanted like she said that she wanted something a little bit extravagant, not extravagant, but she just wanted like a nice little setting, like candles. She said that she'd want a photographer there, she wanted to be dressed nice, and then the guy proposed to her in a cinema because their thing was going to the cinema. And like Twitter was in like two worlds about it. Some people were like, she said no to the proposal, by the way, because he did not do it how she wanted. Some people were like, she's taking the piss, like how can she expect him to propose to him again after she's turned him down? But I was like, no, sis did the right thing. I've told you, not every man has the luxury of knowing how their girl wants to be proposed to.
Exactly.
I have told, and she didn't ask for much. She asked for a photographer, a nice little setting, and just being a nice dress.
Photographer
And-
could have been your friend,
right? Instead, he's proposed to her in a cinema, popcorn on the floor, lights are on because the movie has ended. I think that I
That's
think
some
she
mockery.
did.
What
Actually,
movie was it?
Doesn't matter what the movie was, bro.
I'm
Honestly,
not
yeah,
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That is very lazy.
Cinema
That-
is
no,
very late.
cinema's
Wait,
mocking
the
it.
thought was not like she said that her man said, "Oh, I just wanted it to be where we have our thing." It's like he was being cute, but you know what she wanted.
Yeah.
So do what she wanted, and I think she was right to turn down.
I think I would greatly
Also.
appreciate being told straight up, but I'll tell you the evolved version of that cinema proposal that's on like plus 10,000 IQ. What this guy did, saw it on
Well,
Twitter.
rent it out.
No,
Are you talking about the guy that made her into Sleeping Beauty?
yeah,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then through the ring, the animation,
that
it was nice.
I've never seen a proposal
Wait, so
that
to
amazing.
explain it for the listeners, then it's this guy rented out a cinema and got
A small
all
one, a small one.
his partners, friends, and family in that cinema. And what he did was maybe he was an animator, or maybe had someone animate it, but he basically projected on the screen a scene from Sleeping Beauty where Prince Charming comes over to kiss Sleeping Beauty, but this time Prince Charming is depicted as him and she's Sleeping Beauty.
Yep.
So he kisses Sleeping Beauty, she wakes up, and then the animated character then gets a ring out and throws it out into the crowd, and he pretends to catch it, and then he then proposes to his girlfriend in person.
Yeah.
Surrounded by friends, family, and
Yeah,
cinema.
it was amazing. I can't imagine.
That's the evolved version of that.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that guy's a
I'm not gonna
letdown.
lie. If a girl tells you straight up what she wants, and you decide to do your own thing, whatever happens is on you.
It's on you.
Whatever
get it,
happens, is on you.
It's on you.
Like especially with like the way a lot of some people just like they place a lot of importance on engagements, and she has told you that's important to her. She told you what she wanted.
And what she wanted was even very attainable.
Yeah, it's not too
What
hard.
do you think about those people that just be proposing anywhere, bro? Like you're out in Newcastle and someone proposes in the bloody what's that?
Elgin
square?
Square.
Monument. Yeah, like man just drops her knee down
Nah.
anywhere. Like he said, well, the weather's fine. It stopped raining. Let me just
That's some bullshit.
yeah.
I'd be fuming.
All right, let's get into the next one.
Wait. One question. What happens after you say no? Or after she says no? Like, are you still together?
He's
or?
with that situation. They stay together, and he's gonna do it again. But
What's the cool down period?
I think
Jokes, man.
I do get why people were angry at her, because how do you actually propose? How do you work with the courage to propose to someone again? That,
Well,
By
it's like
doing
a
it right.
Yeah,
Don't.
by
By
doing
doing
it right. Yeah.
No.
She did have she did, like I said, she laid it out. So the
Yeah.
courage, it's not even a confidence thing where you didn't know. She said, when you propose to me, so
Yeah.
in your head, you should be thinking, oh, okay, she's open to the idea of me proposing to her
Yeah.
now. So you should already have that confidence and reassurance. What's scary is when there's no talks about proposal and you still go out and propose. That's when you're crazy.
that's insane to me. People that have never talked about marriage now proposing.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
It's asking for failure.
Like she might not know when you're gonna propose, but you need to be you need to have that
100%.
marriage conversation.
Word.
Yeah. What's the next one?
Okay, so Chris Rock famously once said, "Only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he provides." Is that true?
I don't think women are loved unconditionally, bruv.
Tom, I wasn't asking you.
Oh, my bad. Wait, hold on. No,
That's a great moment. It don't matter what you say now, nigga. We're
are
gonna
we
clip
meant
that.
to answer first? Because again, Zep man are changing the answers based on.
Yeah, Taff definitely is. but-
What do you mean?
Zep man are changing.
Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead, Tom.
You know, terrible.
So why don't you think women are loved unconditionally?
Nah, I think they're scrutinized quite a lot. I think that there's definitely conditions to women's love. Dogs are loved unconditionally, unless it's
Okay,
buying
what
people.
do you
I
the-
think that women will be scrutinized, but unconditional love is still there.
Really?
Like I think women can get away with a lot of crap in marriages, for example. Women can get away with some and their man he'll remain.
Yeah. Tom,
Yeah.
what are the conditions you believe women are?
No, I do think
love
there's
them.
a lot less conditions than the love for women than there are for men when it comes to love. But I don't think it's unconditional, bruv.
What are the conditions?
I don't think so. Listen, cheating isn't even a deal breaker. You'd be surprised how much embarrassment will affect a man's choice.
But you also be surprised how many men stay after getting cheated on.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not even the cheating.
It's
not
the
cheating,
the
embarrassment.
Yeah.
You know, 21 had that line in it. I don't care what you do in the streets, just don't make me look like a clown.
Exactly.
So if people don't know, you keep it behind closed doors.
Because I think the one thing that's more important
Wait, I just clocked. Imagine you come to your man, tell him you cheated, and he goes, "Were there any witnesses?" Before we go any further.
That is really funny.
I just think the one thing more important to a man than loyalty is his pride.
Yeah, that's true.
But to answer the question on my part, I agree with that statement. Men are loved under the condition that they provide.
Okay, what about women being loved unconditionally and children as well?
Yeah, women and children are loved unconditionally because there is no condition for them. You get me? In that, a child's a child. Like that, you can't gain anything from a child. A child has no innate responsibilities assigned to its gender. So, of course, you're just gonna love it unconditionally for what it is and who it truly is. A woman, same thing. Like, you're not gonna have, like, the thing is, if we're talking traditional relationships, where the man's the provider, in that nuclear family situation, though, of course, the woman's loved unconditionally because it's like, under the condition you do what, like, tend to like the children, like, but we're both parents, so we both do that and stuff.
Yeah.
But a man, you get me, he has to provide the simple thing of you need to put food on the table and bring something. You need to be bringing something because you on your own is like no one cares. Like no one generally cares. You on your own.
Well, just to bring another female perspective into it, someone in the comments said, try being a fat, ugly woman and see how much society loves you, or a woman who doesn't want children.
Oh, please. You grossly overestimate men.
What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Man don't care. Man don't care.
I'm not gonna lie. You won't get the pretty privilege. Fair enough.
Yeah, but she's gonna find a man.
Yeah,
she will.
You guys are
I'm not gonna lie. It just depends on whether you want to go with that man.
Yeah.
Because like it's when quote unquote ugly women or quote unquote ugly fat women, they say, "Oh, I can't find a man." They just can't find a man that they want. Mm-hmm. They could find a man.
So you're basically saying if you're fat and ugly, you're more likely to have to just settle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like what's it called? It's just like I'm not gonna lie. I think you really would be surprised by any man, and you see the ugliest woman that he has ever slept with. No matter how good looking this guy is, you will be surprised. You will honestly be like, "What the actual fuck?"
Yeah.
You look at me like, bro, you didn't have to do
Men
this.
don't, no offense in it, but men don't have standards.
Yeah.
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 When it comes to casual, you lot don't have standards.
Don't say you lot. No.
You're men though. I'm
You're
sorry.
a man,
don't
Tom. You're a man,
Don't
Tom.
take it personal.
Yeah, don't
innit?
take it personally, Tom.
If the
Come on,
shoe,
chin
if
up,
the shoe
chin
doesn't
up.
fit, don't try force your foot in.
No, hold on. Can I just
The
explain?
shoe fits well.
I'm just saying that.
You got
I'm
both
just
shoes,
saying
you got all the shoes in.
that the standards, they're there. Just they're quite malleable, innit? It's one of them ones.
No, I'm sorry. Every man that I know they've gotten to a point where standards non-existent. I sound like a witch right now, but
Alright, it's what it is. We wanted this pure feminine energy on the podcast.
but answering the unconditional love thing, I think it's true. I think it's not every. A man can find a woman that will love him unconditionally, but I think that it wouldn't be the woman that he wanted. Like, I think a lot of men, they might go for let's say like a man with money, for example, he'll go for a woman, he'll go for like the prettiest woman that wants his money, but like he's calm because he's got his little trophy wife. That woman is less likely to love him unconditionally, but there's more likely a woman out there that will love him unconditionally, and she might just be, I don't know, lacking in looks, lacking in bum, lacking in, I don't know, something. I think it's just...
There was that, the best example of unconditional love I saw was that black woman on the show, and she just said, "That's him. I'm going to stand by him."
Yeah.
Remember that one?
That's my man. I'm going to stand by him.
Stand by him. Like, I was like, damn, that's unconditional love.
Yeah.
Right there.
Wait, sorry, what did he do?
Bro, this guy was just dancing around, goofing around, and the guy was like, "Is that your man? Is that what you're gonna settle for?" And this shit, and she said, "Yup, that's my man." Like, just like
He
that.
was
Chantal,
goofing around,
question.
man.
Yeah.
He's goofing around.
How would you feel? You know that what did he call himself? Funky Gorilla or something?
Who?
That big guy on Twitter.
The one that dances.
Yeah.
Oh, the big hench guy, the fucking
Yeah.
transformer.
How would you how would you feel if that was your man
I'd be
And
so
next thing you know, you
embarrassed.
just see it on Twitter, my man is out
I
here
ca-
doing
Nah,
on the
I
TL.
can't even have a man that's in his on to worry. I wouldn't do that.
There's certain body types that can't be dancing, bro.
Nah, and
There's
it's
certain
that
dances.
that body type. Sit
Yeah.
down,
Honestly,
sit
bro.
down.
This guy, before you break someone, before you break the ground.
Okay, just before we move on, I wanted to give you guys a little scenario based on the question I just asked. Okay. So, man, woman, child, and dog, all in danger. Only 3 can be saved. Who do you save first, second, and third, in that order?
The humans.
The child, the woman, the dog, the man.
The man
No,
dies. The
the
man
man,
dies.
the dog, the man, the
man.
man, the dog,
You're
the man,
saving
the
that
dog.
dog
No,
before the man.
Sure, leave it. Stop. I meant the man. I meant the
You know,
man and
we
the
don't-
dog.
you are-
I meant the
That
man
was
and
a
the
Freudian slip.
dog.
That was a Freudian
It
slip.
was. I meant the man and the dog. Allow me.
She said,
Yo, we're
dogs
clipping
is
that
better
shit.
than you. Dogs is better than you.
It was
Don't come around here.
It was a mistake. I meant the man. I meant the man and the dog.
So you said the human stuff. You said
I
the
said the
human.
humans, bro.
Okay, in which order?
Child, mother, man.
It's interesting
And
that
then
you
fuck
say
the-
mother because I
fuck the
said
dog.
woman.
Oh, woman.
But I love how you
They might not be related,
instantly
bro.
think of woman as a mother.
Yeah.
Nurturing.
That sounds very misogynistic.
You know,
actually.
maybe I was wrong.
Wait, hold on.
Not all women are mothers.
No, but even
so-
in my head, in the scenario, I was imagining
The woman as a mother.
the woman as the child's mother, and then the man was just there
Yeah.
in my head.
To be fair, you know
Damn.
what? I think I was
Yeah.
wrong. Because, like, just saying like that, like, I think because of the way we perceive women, that might be why they are loved unconditionally.
Yeah.
So I think you might be right. Because, like,
Yeah.
deep, you man just thought of that guy as a regular nigga.
No.
But you always think of, whenever you see, like, a woman, or even,
You
always-
see
can't-
a woman as someone's mother, someone's sister, someone's daughter. For me, I just see a man as a
Exactly.
man. Yeah.
like, you see a woman like a nurturing, caring figure.
I'll explain why I said child, mother, child, woman, man, because in the scenario of danger, maybe I just made the situation more detailed in my head, but I was like, in a scenario where there's danger, I prioritize the child or whoever's the youngest, right?
Fair enough.
So in that scenario, there's danger. That child's scared. Who's gonna comfort him the easiest? The man or the woman? And to me, a woman, it has the nurturing qualities to put that child at ease. I'm assuming as what the stereotypes that come to my head with women, like she'll easily calm the child down in a situation where there's danger.
Yep.
A man might say, with the child, he might. This is like basic, that very boiling it down, like the men woman type shit. But a man might be like, we need to do da 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 da. The child's there crying. He doesn't know what to do. Like he's telling this nigga, yo, shut up, bro. I'm trying to get us out of this situation. And the child's moving out of whack. So there's a lot of discourse in that scenario. But I think a woman would be able to calm the situation down and maybe think of a way out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Taf. So next question, Chantel. You've been on a lot of dates, I'm gonna assume. Ever in your life, not even one?
I've been on one date in my entire life.
One date. Oh, I hope it was a good one because
It was good actually.
it was good. So no
Yeah,
turn-offs.
I've been on one date. Go on, what you say?
No turn-offs on that day.
No, it was a lovely date.
Wow, how lovely.
Where did he take you?
We went for drinks, went like a couple cocktail bars, and then we went for food, and then we went for drinks, some more drinks, and then
Where is he now?
What's wrong with you?
Hey,
What is wrong with you?
They're not around no more.
you know what? I don't know. Apparently, he wasn't a good one anyway. So apparently,
He wasn't a good
apparently, I dodged a bullet with him. So.
What's
Yeah.
that like when people have? Do you believe the stories that come with someone?
I don't usually. You know, with this guy, I even asked him because I was hearing. It's like I heard something, but it was like tea from a couple of years ago. So I thought, okay, like maybe he's grown up now. This is sixth form days, but then I'm hearing it. I was hearing it again and again and again and again. So I did actually end up asking him like, so what? So why am I hearing so much? But I used to not believe these stories. I used to believe that it's their past, but boy oh boy did that bite me in the ass. So I'm a full believer of if something's coming up again and again and again, believe it. If it's once or twice, or if it's coming from not a trusting source, then maybe take it with a pinch of salt. But actually, one thing I do believe, not to do CRB checks on someone.
Really?
Yeah, nah, I don't do it. I don't do it.
Even if it's from a friend that you trust. Though.
Okay, if it's from a friend, but like I've literally had situations where like I have a friend come to me about like a girl that their friend is seeing. So it's like they're going to a friend of a friend. Why are they trusting me? That kind of CRB check. Don't do it. I think that you're asking to hear something that's possibly not true.
Yeah, because people could have their own intentions.
Yeah, and people gossip, and rumors are made. People lie.
Microphone just a bit closer.
Oh. Yeah, people lie.
Damn. I don't know. I think for me, if I hear something like, I just want to believe that it's not true. You know, like just as a general human.
All right. So Chantal, this is interesting. What's the?
Wait, Tom, have you ever experienced someone tell stories about you and someone confront you?
Yeah.
You, Tom, would.
A few
You're
times,
actually a
bro.
menace.
Like, do you know how like
we were about to slide by like we don't have Tom.
you know how I never really moved to someone that went to our sixth form. Like the people were about in our area, but never our sixth form, because in the way that town works, everyone knows everyone, so it's a bit higgy. So I prefer to link people from actual Manchester, not Oldham. Listen, the rumors that I don't know who starts saying I treat women like shit. I don't understand, because even during sixth form, I had one girlfriend, if you remember her, and you remember how that situation ended, and I was the wrong party. I did nothing wrong. Somehow it got about that I'm treating women anyhow, which I don't. Apparently I was a liar, which I'm not.
And did this like come up to a girl that you were pursuing?
Boss girl, you remember her?
Yeah,
Yeah, her.
bus girl.
Bus girl. Also like girl that you fancied on the bus.
It's a girl I moved to on the
Oh no,
bus.
bus stop girl. Was it bus stop or on the bus?
Well, I saw her at the bus stop when like a old white man was trying to move to her, but she hopped on the bus, but she was really pretty, so I was like, this bus is gonna take me out of my way, but I was like,
So you got on the bus anyway.
Yeah.
I got on the bus, because I heard
If he wanted to, he would.
So I heard her accent, and she was Irish. I was like,
Yeah.
that's the icebreaker.
So you were willing to go the opposite way home?
Like, do you know how
potentially?
we used to normally take like the 425 down Ashton Road, the 184? You know how that went like a different way?
Yeah.
Like it followed Ashton Road up until a certain point, then it deviated to Manchester.
Okay. So I never asked this. So because this was clearly not taking you home, what was going through in your head? What was the so when do I approach her? When do I leave and actually go home now? You know.
What's it called? When I approached it, like I got on the bus after I sat down for a second. I sat down for like maybe like a minute. And I tapped her on the shoulder.
Wait, did you sit next to her?
No, I sat like a seat or two behind her.
And then you got up and you
I got
got
up
close
and
to
then
her.
tap
See, that one's odd. That one's awkward.
Like no, because she was sitting down.
That's
I was
giving
like,
the ick, Tom. That's giving the ick.
So
bro.
either way,
No, I don't think you should sit behind her.
I'm actually kind of happy that you have the ick for me. I don't
No,
know what
no.
would happen if you didn't. But anyway,
No, but Tom.
But anyway,
you shouldn't approach from behind though.
I didn't approach him. I
Shouldn't approach.
literally, cause I didn't tap her when I was behind her.
When did you tap her?
I stood up.
Yeah.
I walked to her.
Okay.
I tapped her on the shoulder. I didn't sit on the seat beside her. I sat on the seat across from the aisle from her.
Did you say excuse me or then tap her, or did you tap her then say
I
excuse me?
said excuse. Well, I said what's it called? I tapped her, said excuse me. Stepped back a bit, sat down on the seat across the aisle.
So
from
you
her.
invaded her personal space
Okay.
before you said
Anyway,
excuse me.
Wait, hold on. Why would you tap someone if you're standing in front of them and they could hear you say excuse me?
Cause I didn't stand in front of them tap. I said listen, okay, this is taking way more explaining. Okay, she sat here. When I got on the bus, I was a bit nervous. I couldn't move to her straight away. So man moved a few seats back.
Understandable,
Yeah? I
understandable.
was a bit nervous, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
So man stood up. I walked
Okay.
to right beside her.
Okay.
Okay.
Tapped her,
Yeah.
because she had earphones in. I said, excuse me.
Okay, that was a key detail you missed
Sorry.
out on.
Oh, okay.
I tapped her and said, excuse me.
I saw you from across the
The
room.
No, I was
creepiness
like- no,
level's
then I was
gone
like-
down by maybe 10.
Then I was like, sorry, are you Irish? Then she was like, yeah, I just moved here. Because again, because when
Was that your Irish accent?
Yeah, that was
that was an Irish accent. That was not an Irish accent.
Is that not what you just did just now?
No, I was just like, no,
Is that
that was
you just
no,
speaking?
that was just like a girl. That was just a girl voice.
That was a girl voice.
Yeah, just like,
Yeah.
but what's called? She's like, yeah, I just moved here. So I was like, so then I started talking to her. Then she said, you can sit beside me if you want.
Oh.
Then I sat
Wow.
beside her because I was talking. I was facing outwards on the aisle, but I was sitting across the aisle, like, across the bus aisle. From her. So that's bus girl, and even her, she barely lived here.
And she
She lived in Oldham though, and she said, because apparently someone spoke about me before in front of her, and I was like,
So you were known to some random.
No, but he
stranger.
must be known if he's going up to people on buses because
Right.
he's heard their accent
Yeah.
and then saying, oh,
That was
excuse
enough
me.
for
No,
Tom.
to be fair, because
I saw you from across the
no,
road.
I was about,
I saw you from across the aisle.
I wasn't linking a lot of girls back then. I really wasn't. I was honestly just like
Okay.
Going
and
from
when did you get
girlfriend
off
to
the
girlfriend.
bus?
Yeah.
I got off the bus. What's it called? Because I asked her, would you mind if I just walked you to like the top of your road or something?
Walk to you.
All the way you got to her
Tom.
house.
Because hers was like going kind of back because where the bus stop was, and I had to walk that way anyway.
A stranger.
So I walked her to the top of the street. We stood there for a while, just talking, conversing. Then I asked her, "Oh, can I take you out sometime?" Then I was like, "All right, cool. Can I get your number?" Say no more.
Did you get it?
I got her number.
You were
Then
right.
she ended up
About
being my
which part?
girlfriend. Yeah, before.
Oh,
that's
it?
cute.
That was happy.
Oh,
ending.
that's
Big man, she was my girlfriend till like right before I came to uni.
That's really cute
That's
way of
nice.
meeting.
Yeah, that's a very nice
Oh.
way of meeting.
Yeah,
It was
but
very
no,
creepy initially.
This is
but
why
she
Chantal
covered
was. This is why Chantal was right. Wherever a woman goes, there'll always be men. Just
Always,
menning.
just
Men
menning.
just menning. They'll follow
I just
you
want
on
to be
the
able
bus.
to go out the house and not have a man looking at me, some type of like looking at me like they want to eat me. It would be nice for that not to happen. Or now we haven't even heard yet.
No, but that was actually not actually my question. My question was, what was the one thing? What is one of the things you fear as a woman?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so whether that's what you just said now in terms of men just like oogling and goaling at you guys, at you women anyway, as you're like walking about doing your daily life, or anything else. I mean, Taff said before we got on the pod, might throw that clip in actually because we might have that on thing. That walking around, Dave Chappelle once said, walking around like, as a woman is like walking around as a man, but with £1 million in your pocket. It's like you got something on you that is valuable and a lot of people want, and so they're gonna look at you in certain ways. So you're gonna at least perceive that people are looking at you in certain ways, and they probably are. I
Yeah.
mean, men definitely do. I'm definitely not one of them, but
What I fear,
Yo, prick, bro.
what I fear as a woman is just I'm kind of constantly concerned for my safety. Like pretty much every time I leave the house, I'm just, especially as a black woman as well. I am constantly like, it's not like I'm constantly on edge, but unless I'm with a group of people, especially when I'm on my own, I'm just kind of always aware. Like when I'm walking around, for example, I don't want my earphones in, playing my music too loud because I want to be able to hear what's going on to me. I don't want a man sneaking up on me,
Tapping you on the shoulder.
tapping me on the shoulder, even
Excuse
like
me, miss.
being shouted at in the street. Like I don't like even being complimented in the street. I can't lie, I really hate it. Like I know that sometimes men they might be doing it with nice intentions, but don't shout at me that I'm beautiful. Like even though it's nice, don't do it.
The cat calling.
The cat
cat
calling.
calling.
Nice
Yeah.
intentions behind cat calling, bro.
There are none. I don't get it.
No nice intentions.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
I think it's disgusting.
Because it's not even like you're trying to move to it, like, bro.
Yeah,
It honestly doesn't really serve a purpose.
yeah, it doesn't.
It
To be
doesn't.
honest.
You know what's mad? I got catcalled a lot more when I was young than I do
Oh,
now.
I've heard that so many times.
Yeah,
man.
it's really scary.
Wait, you've had that.
I've heard that.
No,
I've
when
had
I
that.
was, I think
God,
I
no.
started getting catcalled when I was about 15. So like 15 to 17, it was constant every single
In school
time
uniform.
in school uniform.
Was it mostly by older men?
It was always by older men.
There we go.
And it was actually mainly by white men as well. Every and you know what? I even me and my friends, my girlfriends, we actually experienced being filmed in our school uniform more than once.
By teachers.
By old creepy men.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
They were filming you.
filming us. Like
Oh, they do that.
Huh?
They do that.
Yeah, it happened to us many times. Many times.
I've got my own theory on that.
Okay, let's hear it.
These men at these ages, especially if they're not in relationships, they have no morals. Did you give up at that point?
Yep.
You just give up. Why would you give a shit? I remember seeing a study that was like it asked men from like 18 to 50 or late 50s, at what age do you find women attractive? Like at what age of woman in this certain like age
I've
time,
seen
right?
that. It's like a graph.
It's like a graph,
yeah.
right? And it's like women from like the lowest age they were able to pick was like 20, and then the highest was like 50 again, and most of it was in the lower 20 range. But they weren't all 20-year-old guys that were being asked. But these guys are automatically gravitating towards
Yeah.
the 20-year-olds
I don't know if
and
it's the
around
same
that.
one, but like I saw a graph. It's like the older that they got, the younger. So it's like from a certain age range, maybe from like 20 to 30. They like girls that were their age, and then, or maybe a little bit older. And then by the time they got to like 60s, they started liking women that were younger again.
Yeah.
So before they'd like women that were maybe like, I don't know, in their 40s. And by the time they were 60, they'd gone back to liking like 20-year-old girls.
It's creepy.
I have
Very.
I have another theory thing. But so the way they explain it, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this one, where it said women fear that they could be killed by a man, and men fear that women see them for what a man truly is, like you see through a man because for who he is and the little that he has, which is why men tend to over exaggerate in hopes to cover up the fact that women just see through them. So
over exaggerate what? Sorry.
Just in general, or just like over exaggerate maybe their lifestyle, their character, and stuff like that. And then with women, they said that's why women tend to be more docile, because they don't want to upset the man in that scenario by saying like you ain't shit, essentially. And because of that's where the fear of the man killing them comes in. You get me?
Oh.
So like because men are just the ego for a man is just ridiculous.
I think that's changing though. I think women are definitely saying men aren't shit a lot more, which is good. We aren't shit.
Yeah.
No, but I think
Some of us.
I think that's in more of a relationship setting. To be fair,
No,
In general, we're holding L's, bro.
I'm talking about in general because even though it has increased, 'cause I was talking to one of my friends and she was like, I still watch what I say. Like don't get me wrong. It's not like she doesn't like play along with certain creepy men that try to move to her.
Yeah.
She still says what she has to say, but she knows like she proper has to watch what she says, because even if she said what she wanted to say, it could potentially become a dangerous situation for her. Even if she wants to pull out for the record or not, that's not going to stop her from getting beat up
That's
or
true.
worse from a man. So like what I'm saying that's I think there's been more of an increase in either relationship setting or people that you actually know, kind of, or run within the same like kind of wide social groups. So like someone that you know that you're pretty sure that won't start like weighing you in, or worse if you talk bad. Because more time, a lot of girls still have to be careful with their wording, even while dismissing these people. They still have to be quite careful with their wording, because they don't know this brother.
Yeah.
This could be like 50-year-old Larry from down the road. Like, you don't know what he's on.
Yeah. Men are more aggressive than women. That is just true.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking about that. I was a TikTok. There's a lot of like cool things you can learn on TikTok. But yeah.
Yeah. We hope this has been informative.
Wait, are we rounding up?
Oh, you guys want to go for more?
Yeah, I mean one more. We might as well like at least go to an hour.
Oh, fair enough. I'll pull out another.
Just out of curiosity, Chantel, would you say you're an emotionally open person?
Yeah, very.
Okay, cool. Have you had to deal with a lot of emotionally closed off guys?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Actually, no. Like, I've dealt with some emotional babes.
Really? Has a guy cried in front of you?
Yeah.
Do you
More than
respect
once?
him?
Yeah.
Wait, how does that work? No, how does that make you feel? Like, how do you feel towards
Yeah.
him when he cries in front of you?
I felt so bad for him, but then it turned out that he was a bastard. So I realized that they were crocodile tears.
Oh, okay.
So, but I was very, very, and I don't know. I'm in two ways, because I to this day I can't know if his tears were fake or not. In my head, they were crocodile tears, but like I am very, very sympathetic to a man crying.
Did you catch him in something and then he cried?
Yeah.
Oh, if so, they're crocodile tears. They're crocodile tears. Then. They're crocodile tears. Has a man
Like,
ever
he'd be
cried
like-
to you because of like a situation like that just affects him?
Yeah,
Okay.
I felt like I really, really felt for him, and I actually was like, it's not like I was grateful to hear him cry, but I was like, wow, like I can't believe that he's comfortable enough for me.
Exactly.
Because that was the first man that had cried in that kind of situation. Like, but yeah, he was just talking about something not to do with a relationship or anything, just something that really affected him, and he started crying, and I just felt like, wow, I can't believe that we've gotten to a point where you feel comfy enough to do that. And I feel like not everyone. I feel like it's kind of hard to come by.
It is.
Yeah.
100%.
Tom, would you ever cry in front of your
Or have you ever cried?
wife? Or
Have you ever cried in front of a girl?
In front of like my girl, like a girl I'm seeing.
Any girl?
A girl you're seeing?
That's not family.
It wasn't like a full on cry. Like cause for me, I don't like crying in front of anyone in general.
Understand.
And I don't cry to often, because you know how some people like have like, I don't know, it's like I don't think I've had a reason to cry in front of a girl like that. Like the only girl that's ever seen me like kind of getting emotional was one of my friends, and even then I feel kind of weird, so I patted myself up quickly. It wasn't like I was started bawling out crying. It was like maybe one or two tears come to my eye, and I had to pat myself quickly because I'm not gonna. I wouldn't even cry in front of South. I feel like I just feel a way about it. I don't know. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying if. I'm not saying. I said South because I've known him since like pretty much known for God knows how long. But I'm
Too
just
long.
saying that too long. But I'm just saying that I just feel a way about it. Like I'm not saying if Taff started crying, I wouldn't comfort him. But
don't comfort me.
but I'm just saying.
Don't need no nigga
I
talk
don't
about. Come give me a hug, man.
I think that men should cry more. I think that when I'm talking to a man and they tell me that they've gone through some tough times and they say I've not cried in years, I find it a little bit scary. Like everything that you've gone through, you've never once felt that emotional that you cried. Are you guys Are you guys criers at all?
No, I find other ways to express myself.
How do you express yourself?
I'm not a talker or a crier. I don't.
So what do you do?
I go on a run, bro. Leave me alone.
You jog?
Like, no, it's like
You sweat it out.
No, it's either that because like, for me, it's like to get that sad. It's like I just need something to get rid, to do something physically. Like it's either if I'm feeling a bit too emotional, man, I have to go gym because I just need something to distract myself and just kind of exerting all your energy physically without actually hurting anything or anyone. Is how I feel best to kind of just let all that out. If you get what I mean.
It makes sense.
Do you cry? Have you cried in front of a woman before?
No, I never cried in front of a woman that's not
Really?
related to me.
I've even had friends cry in front of me, you know.
Really?
Like
yeah,
guy friends?
I had more than one guy. I've had maybe like 3 or 4 guy friends like just come to me about something and just break down crying.
Really?
Damn, you must be really.
They must really trust you still.
Yeah, they must.
Like, the fact that you're not their girl and they cried in front of you.
Trust
Yeah,
me.
like literally just completely platonic friend.
Oh, there's no consequence, I guess.
Yeah, it's very true. Like, you know what? I had a friend that came and he was having an issue with his guy friends and he came and he started crying to me about it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been clowned by the homies. Crying about some jokes, nigga. Toughen up. No, but for me, no, I don't think I've cried like in front of anyone like that's not family. And I don't think I've cried in years, but like I haven't had a reason.
You've not cried in years?
Yeah, years, like damn near like maybe 7, 8, 9. Like I'll be honest, yeah.
Is that not crazy to you guys?
7, 8, 9 years.
It's like when
Or 7,
I
8, 9
cried
years
to that
old.
friend, that was like just a little over a year ago. Last time I cried was the last time I got beat. Was by my parents. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, those are the last time regulators were coming when I was
Wait,
getting
when was
beat.
the last time you cried?
2020 October.
2020.
Yeah.
I find that so mad.
No.
But I think that maybe I'm just an emotional person. Like I'm someone that cries literally all the time. Like, and it's not even, I'm not like full-fledged tears, but like, I've always been a crybaby. But like, if I feel emotional, I'll let the tear just, yeah,
No, for
and
me,
then
like-
I'll pattern up in 5 minutes, but I'll let myself cry.
No, for me, like I'd feel emotional, but I'd never cry. Like I haven't cried historically. Like I think the last time I cried generally was I lost my mom in like 2015, and then I cried like for a long time that whole year. So then after that, I just didn't cry anymore. Like that was it. Like I still think about it and I get sad, but I don't cry like anymore. An example would be the Kanye West documentary. Have you seen it?
I've not seen it yet. I'm dying to.
Nah.
No spoilers, though.
Oh, but you see his mom in the video, right? And I'll be honest, like, so I watched the video and I saw his mom and how his mom supported him, comforted him, just saying, "Oh, Kanye, da 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 da." And I thought about what I'd lost in a mother in that video, but I didn't cry. I was like really sad. I was deeply sad, but I didn't cry about it. You get me? So like, I still feel that. I think maybe my sister would have cried if she thinks about it, but nah, not me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know, crying isn't really like a default. Like for me, like a year ago, it took a lot for me to. And even then, it was just like the single tear before I was like, composure, bro. Like big man, I need to get my composure back. Because it even took it took a lot. I was like, because even if I'm just sad, I don't think that's enough for me to cry.
No,
I need to be like hella sad and fully overwhelmed for me to even feel like I'm welling up.
No, you know why? I think for me, I sort of basically had the mentality of like, there's no time to cry, as in like you just have to be like when that happened in 2015 for me, it was like, oh shit, GCSEs, I need to revise. Like I don't have time to cry. Like 15 need to revise. Da 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 da. Cool. After GCSEs, it's straight into college, so we need to revise for college. Like there's no time to really be sad in that moment. So I'm literally just saying, alright, cool. You need to just keep going, like, and get all these things. Because the last thing I wanted to do was sort of pause everything, and then I'm behind on where I should be in life and stuff. So that was it for me. Like I just moved and thing. Yeah. But I don't think it expressed itself in like toxic ways where you say like if someone doesn't show emotions, they would basically you'd see them express it in like some weird way, like maybe they're more violent or aggressive, or they're quick to anger. If they're not thing, then they're the other thing as well. But luckily for me, like I don't think that was where I was at, like, or even I don't think I overdid things, like to say I suddenly started going gym to not think about it. I suddenly started doing all this, that, and the other. Like we just kept it going.
I don't know. I think for me, it's like talking has never really been an outlet for me when it comes to it. It's just it feels weird. It feels very weird for me.
100%.
Like, and it's not even like on a I'm a man type of vibe. Because you might have met my dad, yeah. Mm-hmm. He's not. He's a quiet guy, and he's just very quiet. Keeps to himself, reserved. But he doesn't really talk about his feelings. And it's funny because growing up, my dad was always working. So I spent a lot more time with my dad. But I spent a lot more time with my mum. And my mum's a very emotional person. I ended up pretty much just like my dad. Somehow. Same with my sister, older sister as well.
What, she ended up like your dad or like your mum?
Like my dad. Like, because my dad was always working. My mum was always at yard. Like, because she was working nights. So it was like, it was funny how we both ended up like my dad, even though we're around the most emotional person ever. Because no matter what most of my mum's feeling, she's going to let it out. Which is...
I'm like your mum.
I just think that's a crazy concept. Because it feels weird just...
Yeah. I'd say my dad's pretty much like your dad. I'd say I'm like my dad. I just tend to just be chill. It would be a lot. It would take a lot for me to make me cry. Even when I cried like 2 years ago, it weren't proper tears. It weren't like going all the way down my face type shit. It was, I can feel it welling up in my eyes, wipe it away. Yeah. Sniff a little, move on.
But then for me, like, there's the not crying thing, but then I still have to be like emotionally intelligent to be able to have a conversation about how I feel. Like, so to sit down with my dad and be like, bruh, we need to talk about this, and this. Or sit down with my sister and be honest and be open, because like if you're closed off emotionally, you can't have certain conversations. Like for my sister, like she's more emotional. And if I'm her older brother, I need to be able to sit down and be like, even though I'm not I need to be able to listen to her, because she needs someone to speak to about things. You get me? So you have to be emotionally intelligent enough to just say, okay, cool. How do you feel about this? This is how I feel about this. How are you handling this? And I be like that. You can't just close yourself off and be some robot and like you just don't feel nothing, and you don't understand other people when they're sad and stuff like that. I think that's when you're far gone. That's when you're proper far gone.
I think that being like someone that cries, it's helped me in that I'm very sympathetic of people being emotional, but it took me a long time to be in tune with my own emotions, because my default was always crying, and I'd always get in trouble for crying as well. Like my mum, she's a Zim woman. She's like, "What are you crying for?" She's a, "Why are you crying? I'll give you something to cry about" type of person. So because of that, I didn't really know how to like sit down and think about what it is that I'm feeling, and then that made me cry even more. So it's only as I've gotten older that I've been able to be more in tune. But I wish that was a skill that I did have earlier. Yeah, and crying defo kind of covered that up.
I don't know. I think because I didn't have I had certain very unhealthy, emotionally unhealthy friends. They didn't have an outlet, so like it kind of just led to them emotionally dumping on me. It's like emotionally dumping and like, you know, talking to your friends about your problems is very different. In my opinion, like there's a fine line between one and the other. Like talking to your friends, like shit, like if you need to talk to someone, fair enough. But emotionally dumping on someone for every little thing that happens, and constantly, and it takes a toll on you, innit?
Yeah.
And because like I felt that toll, I felt very uncomfortable talking to other people. Cause my worst fear is like having that toll on someone else and being like a burden. So even like now, even my friend says like, oh, it doesn't worry, it doesn't matter. You can talk about it. And they're being honest, and I know they're being honest. I still feel a way about it because I know like the toll that constantly dumping on someone can take.
You know what I imagine? Like this animation on Instagram where it's this thick man that's walking and he's clear, like he's as white as Tom's hoodie, but every time someone's sad, he'll touch them and then he'll take on that darkness. And then he'll touch someone else, and then the hoodie turns black because he's taken on everyone's like sadness and pain, but there's no one to take his or handle his pain. So he's just stuck there like, well, what do I do now? Yeah. That's what I visualize when you tell that story, Tom. Like, you're the stick man.
But I don't know. That's basically it. Like even now, like my, what's it called? Because they were quite people I was friends with, quite selfish people. I'm not friends with them right now, but you know who I'm talking about, Taf.
No, don't do that.
Don't do the names. Don't do the names. Don't do the names, Tom.
Don't do the names. I don't know shit.
It's back on. But you know what I'm talking about.
No.
Don't do the names, Tom.
I'm not doing no names, bruv. So yeah, we haven't even spoken to them in years, so it's not that.
Stop saying we.
I'm not because I know you haven't either. But what's it called? I just know the toll that takes, and it's a lot. It really is a lot. Like set times after leaving them, you just feel drained, bruv.
Yeah.
You feel so drained. It's different when someone's talking to you about the problem so you can help them.
Yeah.
But someone that's constantly coming to you with the same problems, no progress, just constantly.
Yeah, it is.
Dumping on you. These men aren't working to fix themselves. These men aren't working to get no help from no one else.
I've had to cut off a friend because of that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm understanding that people work at different rates. People work at different, I don't know, people take time to come to certain realizations. But if you're ending up in the same issues, the same problems, coming to me for advice and giving you advice, or you don't want to try different methods to try and fix your life, fix yourself, and you want to come and dump on me, it gets to a point where I can't do it anymore. And it took a toll on my mental health, this person. Like, I was really, really feeling drained and feeling like every time I speak to them, I'm going to have to kind of take on their problems, and I ended up having to just be like, I can't do it. And I felt really bad. I felt really selfish, but I don't know, there was just kind of someone that didn't want to be helped.
Gotta put me first.
I gotta put me first.
At times it is good to be selfish. At times it is good to be selfish. When it comes to your mental health, that's something you should always, almost definitely, for the most part, be selfish about.
I completely agree.
Yeah, you gotta look out for yourself first of all. But damn, that was an emotional
Ending.
and informative episode on the pod with with Chantal as a guest. I definitely feel like she brought something out in each of us. It was good to see. It was good to see.
We love to see it.
Certain people opened up more than they have before.
Yeah, thank you for that, Tom. What, you don't need?
I meant the both of you, to be honest. But Tom especially.
Yes, Tom especially.
Tom especially. But yeah, hopefully this isn't the last time we have a woman on the pod, so we can hopefully see something similar. But I'd like to...
Similar, yeah, I'm coming back.
We should have you on again.
I've invited myself.
100%. The Chantal should come back. Yeah. But this has been Silo's podcast. I've been your host, Mo, aka The Wildcard. I've been joined by...
Who's tough? For you found out on the pod, aka The Champion.
Your boy Tom, voice of the streets. It's one of them ones.
And Chantal.
Thank you guys for watching or listening. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Like the page on Facebook. Follow us on all major streaming platforms except for SoundCloud. Again, if that's your primary, big man, evaluate.
Niggas is bro.
Again, thank you, Chantal, for coming on.
Thank you for having
It's
me.
nice for someone to bring some emotion to this with these robots because it's long.
All right.
Well,
But anyway, thank you guys for listening. Make sure you subscribe, share with your friends, and sliding out.